Tonight, you find me in one of Edinburgh's shrines of pleasure. But fear not for my moral integrity. It is nothing more than one of the capital's famous oyster cellars. And as the evening begins to grow late, large parties gather themselves and march towards these temples of festivity. The temple itself is actually very plain and humble. It knows no idle ornaments, no sculpture or painting, and a few solitary candles of tallow cast a dim religious light, very well adapted to the scene. Kindly permit me to regale you with the tale of how I came to visit such an establishment. A few evenings ago, I had the pleasure of being asked to one of these entertainments by a lady. At that time, I was unacquainted with this scene of high life below stairs, and when she mentioned the location Oyster Cellar, I imagined I must have mistaken the place of invitation. She repeated it, however, and I found it was not my business to make objections. I agreed immediately, and ventured to the said establishment in expectation of an intimate tete-a-tete with my lady friend, feeling bound to keep our assignation secret. I waited with great impatience till the fixed hour, and on arrival inquired if the lady was there. "Oh, yes," cried the woman. "She has been here an hour or more." I had just time to curse my want of punctuality when the door opened, and I had the pleasure of being ushered in, not to one lady as I had expected, but to a large and brilliant company of both sexes. The large table round which they were seated was covered with dishes full of oysters and pots of porter, which we devoured with relish. As the table was cleared and glasses introduced, the ladies were now asked if they would choose brandy or rum punch. The ladies, who always love what is best, fixed upon brandy punch. The conversation, which had hitherto been insipid, now became lively. These women are much more entertaining than their neighbours in England, and the general ease with which they conduct themselves, the innocent freedom of their manners, and their unaffected good nature, all conspired to make us forget we were regaling in a cellar. When the company were tired of conversation, they began to dance reels, which they performed with great agility and perseverance. One of the gentlemen, however, fell down in the most active part of it and lamed himself, so the dance was at an end for the evening. On looking at their watches, the ladies now found it was time to retire. The coaches were therefore called, and away they went, and with them all our mirth. The company, which were now reduced to a party of gentlemen, began to grow very argumentative, and consequently very dull, and so I took up my hat and wished them a good night. The bill for entertaining half a dozen very fashionable women amounted only to 2 shillings apiece. If you will not admit that the entertainment was an elegant one, you must at least confess that it was cheap.